Touch Radio, your best companion in infotainment.
Hello.
Touch Communications, your best companion in infotainment.
Bisola. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Am I on to Christopher Bisola?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome to Straight Talk.
Thank you.
Yeah. Could you tell us what Crystal T Square Limited does?
Yes, Crystal T Square Limited is a real estate company that is into property development and management.
All right.
Property evaluation.
Okay.
Renovation and repair of property. Processing of CFO.
Okay.
Project management. Sales of houses and land.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, sir.
Now,
I said we sell bare lands and we sell houses too.
Okay. Where is the company? Where's your company located? Where is it located?
Our office is currently located at 38 Oduyemi Street, Anifo Ikeja.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. 38 Oduyemi Street.
Ikeja. Okay.
Yes,
now for those who want houses, that in areas that are developing,
Yes, sir.
Is it possible for your company to get land, to get houses for them? Yeah, I'm talking about those, in the lower cadre, of the economy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We actually have 2 estates that are in high developing area of Ogun State.
Okay.
That is, we call that area the neck of Lagos State.
Okay.
That is the interchange, Lagos-Ibadan interchange.
Okay.
So we have an estate which is just 5 minutes drive from Nestle.
Okay.
And it is going for 800,000.
No, okay. We are going to keep the amount till next week in the STEMI.
Okay.
Today is just like an intro. I just want to bring you in at least to have a chat with you, so that by next week we have a detailed interview, about what Crystal T Square Limited does. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much.
Okay. So I want to say a big thank you to you. Thanks for joining us on Straight Talk today, and I expect to see you by the grace of God next week.
Okay. Have a blessed day. Thanks for bringing me up.
Companion in infotainment. Touch Radio, your best companion in infotainment. Touch Communications, your best companion in infotainment. Touch Radio, your best companion in infotainment.
Good afternoon and welcome to your program, Straight Talk. My name is David Lucas. You are welcome once again. You've had Nigerians, bearing their minds, telling, the way they feel about, Nigeria. Today we are still going to continue, from where we stopped last week. I told us last week that we are going to be running a series on Nigeria, story of a failed nation. Last week we did the first part. Today is a part 2 of that series. And I believe so many things are happening in this country. You heard from, those who spoke, from that introduction. And I believe Nigeria needs a lot of overhauling, but I believe also that a lot of things, still need to be done when it comes to bringing this nation, to where this nation is supposed to be. We've come a long way, but like you heard, the problem of Nigeria has always been leadership, corruption here and there. You can see what is happening in the north. The northeast kidnapping. You have the Boko Haram doing their own, and also coming to the middle belt where you have banditry, kidnapping also, southwest, southeast, unrest everywhere. I just hope that things will work out, as we pray, it to be. I'll be right back after this time out.
Touch Radio, your best companion in infotainment.
Touch Communications, your best companion in infotainment.
Yeah, welcome back. Like I said, we are looking at the story of a failed nation, Nigeria, and I want us to still look at the Lekki killings. What happened? That was on the 20th of October, Lekki, South West Nigeria. We've had a lot of things, a lot of stories. In fact, from the first day that incident, occurred, the following day, the army, they refused to admit, to the fact that the shooting was carried out by the armies. But when the video came up the following day, what the army said, they just came up with their own, negating the video, saying it all, were fake news. Now, look at the interview Governor of Lagos State, had with CNN. From there, a lot of things started, opening up, and the army had to, admit that of a truth that they were at the Lekki, toll gate. And when the inquiry was set up by the Lagos State government, the army spokesperson came up and said that they came there and the shooting was not done by them, that it was a kind of a camouflage, but later they admitted, because when they saw the report of CNN that they did, and the man was invited to the inquiry, that is at Lekki there, where he admitted that though the army came there, but they did not use live bullet. That what they used was blank bullet, and it was examined and cross-examined. And I wanted to listen to what Brigadier General Taiwo had to say when he was, cross-examined at the Lekki inquiry. So just listen to what he said before I bring in one of the lawyers that cross-examined him, at that panel of inquiry. Now listen to Brigadier General Taiwo.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. What I'm saying, when you got there was daylight. We saw in that, what we call it, CCTV, that you did nothing rather than parking your vehicles and all that for a very long time. You didn't go there to say, leave this place, do that, until you want to say something.
Yes, I don't think that is what I saw there.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make to you, what I saw until there was darkness. You did not engage.
That is not what I saw there.
Okay. What you saw.
Yes.
What I saw is what I'm telling you. You have a right to deny. You did not acknowledge of
it was fact. It was fact, based on fact. What we watched here is not the version you are giving, and it's just so later. It is not the version.
When did you start your shooting? To the air, not to.
Thank you very much for that observation.
I didn't observe it, your testimony.
Thank you very much for that observation and clarification.
When did you start?
From the video you watched, I reckon by 6:43
Was when you started.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we can't be wasting the time of the tribunal. We would have played it to you to confirm to you that what you are saying is not correct. You started your whatever at 7. I think I took it down from the. Can't remember. But there was darkness when you started, whatever the time.
No,
Okay.
there was no darkness.
I'm putting it to you, sir. I know you have denied it. That in what I saw, there was darkness when you started, and the reason you waited that long after arriving at the place was because you want the cover of darkness for what you wanted to do.
But
You can deny it. I'm just putting it to you.
it is absolutely untrue.
Okay. What did you leave your base with?
Touch Communications, your best companion in infotainment.
Yeah, welcome back. That was Brigadier General Taiwo, being cross-examined at the panel of inquiry in Lekki. Now, initially, I said before, the army, they refused to agree, to the fact that they came there with live ammunition. But now you can see that they are now beginning to own up to the fact that of a truth that they came up with with their rifle and they actually shot. But the man said they shot into the air, and a lawyer was there. His name is I think Barrister Effiong. He too was part of those that cross-examined the general. I want you to listen to Barrister Effiong too. So because there are two things I want to bring out from that cross-examination, by the lawyer. Now, just listen to what the general, had to say when he was being cross-examined.
Proceeding one way or the other. The admission, I would rather call it admission, not the revelation. Okay. He didn't reveal. He only admitted what has always been known to us. Okay. That the military, the contingent of soldiers who were deployed in not less than 7 military vans had with them live ammunition, live bullets, as opposed to previous statements that they were only fired or went there with blank bullets. So for those of us who have followed that admission was not surprising at all, because we knew that it was just a question of time before the truth surfaced. He didn't just admit to the fact that the military had in their possession live ammunition, which we have evidence was used. He also admitted that the protesters were peaceful. He admitted the protesters did not breach any curfew. So they couldn't have been deployed for the purpose of ensuring compliance with curfew, because curfew had not taken effect. As at the time they arrived there, from the CCTV footage tendered by the LCC, the military arrived there at about 6:40 p.m. on the 20th of October, whereas the curfew took effect by 9 p.m. So we need to make that point very clear. He also said that the protesters were not violent, and the protesters did not attack them. Interestingly, he even said that the Lekki toll gate was not their destination, that they were heading to Ekpe, and as I said in a previous interview this morning, they somehow found themselves magically at the toll gate, and they had to fire into the air to entertain the dead, because for me that is the only explanation that I can make out of this testimony. But what the take home for me is that it is unfortunate as a country that we have a military institution that does not care about credibility, does not care about the sanctity of truth, the imperative of speaking the truth. Do not forget that the Nigerian army started by totally denying their presence or any form of involvement at the toll gate. They tagged it fake news on Twitter. They said no soldier was present at the toll gate. That tweet, as I speak to you, I believe is still online. So you now had the army subsequently saying they only went there on the invitation of the governor. So we've had this serial material inconsistencies in the versions, the narrations of the military, of the Nigerian, the federal government, of the Lagos state government, and so on.
But does it make a difference? Does it make a difference that the army did not mention these live bullets in their initial statement before they were cross-examined?
It makes a whole lot of difference.
What's the difference?
What that shows is that there has always been an attempt to suppress the truth. If the military was a responsible organization as it should be, they should have come out clean and in stating their role in the matter. There was no need to conceal that very important.
Welcome back. That was Barrister Effiong, who happened to be one of the those that cross-examined Brigadier General Taiwo at the inquiry at the panel of inquiry at Lekki. Now, you heard him saying that the general said his men, they were not initially heading to Lekki toll gate, that they were on their way to Ekpe. But they passed through the toll gate and they stopped, and before you know it, they started shooting. And also, they initially denied it when the video, that went viral, when it came out, and which they tagged fake news. And also, they also said that they were at the toll gate when the Lagos State governor invited them to come there, So, I'll be right back after this time out. Yeah, welcome back. I want to still take you, a few days back, when the CNN came up with their report on Lekki killings. On Tuesday they came up with the second version of that report. But let us look at the first one, because the army now, based on that report or that video that CNN, churned out. The information minister too, went as far as writing to CNN, calling them that they were not serious about what they did concerning the report they did on Lekki. Now, I want you to listen to some of the victims, of the Lekki killings, because I want to tie it to what the lawyer said and what the general said before I now bring in Captain Blade. Now, let's quickly listen to the report.
That his brother was at the toll gate on the 20th of October. He also claims that early in the morning of the 21st, somebody called him with Victor's number and told him that Victor had been killed at the toll gate. Elisha says the person told him the police took his brother's body away. According to him, the family has been going from mortuary to mortuary looking for the brother's body. Now, if you didn't hear it during the news, here it is one more time for you to listen and make up your mind.
Someone picked my brother's phone and called me and said that my brother Victor Sunday is among of those people that was shot at Lekki Tollgate. And I entered into the hospital and search. I did not see him. And we are trying our best to just find him, but there is no way to find him.
CNN made some very bold claims in the Victor Ibanga case. They showed pictures of a seemingly dead man draped in our flag and covered in what looks like blood. CNN is claiming that they used geolocation data to confirm the picture was taken at the toll gate. And they say Elisha has identified the man in the picture as his brother Victor. Then they talked about Wisdom Okon. His sister Peace Okon told CNN he went to the protests and never came back. She claims that she has gone to many hospitals and police stations and still no trace of the guy. Now, I should remind you of the Army's position on the shootings. They say that they were at the toll gate. They've now said that they were at the toll gate, but they only fired blank shots. And they fired those shots into the air. Now, CNN is disputing this. CNN show video, which they claim shows soldiers shooting at the protesters, not in the air. They also claim to have evidence that some of the bullets and the bullet shells are from live ammunition, which they also claim matches bullets that the Nigerian army has been buying. Now, we're still waiting for the army or the government to comment on the report, but none of that has happened just yet. But until then, Lagos, I want
Yeah, welcome back. That was the CNN report, on Lekki killings. Now, there's a reaction to that by Captain Blade. Captain Blade happens to be a security expert that was, he trained in the U.S. and is so versatile about the when it comes to warfare and how operations of the army, have been carried out. Now, let's listen to what Captain Blade had to say concerning the CNN report before we now go to what he says also about the bullet, whether the bullet was blank or real bullet. Now, let's listen to him quickly.
If the product is not credible, it will get no reckoning. So in situations like this, when issues like this come up and there are allegations and counter-allegations, the world, being conditions as it is, via reckoning and credibility, will look to superior argument. So we're not saying X, Y, or Z. What we're saying is, if people come with superior scientific, electronic, audiovisual, arguments, you who is countering that allegation must equal or surpass the quality of evidence you are seeing. You don't come with verbalities, grandstanding, and threats. To the world, we're not talking Nigeria now. In our small corner here, we can do what we want, but what is coming across to the globe, what is coming across to the world, what is coming across to our peers, even to our enemies. So if you do a strategic intelligence appraisal, you begin to see a lot of deficits on our own side. I'll give you a simple example. The Minister of Information made a statement, and I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good because I knew that somewhere along the line he's not having the right people as his aides. He was talking about bodiless and headless massacre, and that is meant to allude to the fallacy in the claim. Probably he's never heard about Ahmad Jamal Khashoggi, the Washington Post Arabian journalist who was killed in Istanbul in the Saudi Arabian embassy, headlessly, bloodlessly, bodilessly. Yes. But then...
Yeah, that was Captain Blade, talking on the report, that was released by CNN. Now, let's listen to him, as he also gave his own observation concerning the bullet, whether the bullets were blank or real bullet. Now let's listen to the captain.
That's what. So the empty case, the bullet would have gone out in his own destination. Then the empty case was there.
When you have a blank bullet,
yes, if you're shooting blanks.
Blanks do not have that pyrotechnic, that projectile.
Aha.
A bullet, a live bullet has a projectile on its head. That's what flies out when it is shot. Now, both of them have a healthy dose of gunpowder in there that causes the charge or explosion that sends the bullet flying. Now, the thing is, for the kind of cases we saw,
yes,
the kind of cases CNN showcased, those were live bullets.
Live bullets?
Yes. A live bullet leaves an opening when it's expended. If you saw an unexpended bullet, both sides, both ends of the bullet are not open, they are sealed. But once the projectile flies out, there's going to be an opening indicating it's expended. Now the thing with metal cases, there are metal cases that are used for live bullets. Some blank ammunition come in plastic or metal cases.
Yeah, welcome back. That was Captain Blade, speaking on whether the bullet was live or blank. Now, before we go today, the British Parliament also debated, on the Lekki killings. That was on Tuesday. And the petition, which was initiated by Silas Ojo, had garnered over 200,000 signatures. They demanded sanctions on government officials and security agents, such as visa ban, freezing of assets, and stopping the funding and training for the Nigerian police force. At the debate on Monday, Theresa Villiers, a member of the British Conservative Party, who served as Secretary of State for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs from 2019 to 2020, queried the UK government for training security agents who end up abusing the rights of Nigerian citizens. Villiers, who represents Chipping Barnet constituency, said, and I quote, "I believe the petitioners have a credible case for the imposition of individualized sanctions such as travel bans and asset freezes." Unquote now. A Nigerian, Kate Osamo, who is the MP for Edmonton, also lambasted Nigerian government and security agencies. Osamo stated, and I quote, "The Nigerian government says that it has disbanded SARS, but the corruption and brutality of security forces continues. The Nigerian government violence against its own citizens appears only to be intensifying. The Nigerian government needs to stop freezing bank accounts of key protesters. It needs to stop illegal detentions of key protesters." The Minister of Information for the federal government went on record to state that the CNN reporting of the massacre is fake news. This is undemocratic conduct. That was Kate Osamo. We're going to stop here this week. By next week, we're going to continue from where we stop. I do hope you enjoy today's program. Do have a pleasant weekend. My name still remains David Lucas. Do have a nice time. Stay out of trouble. Bye-bye for now.
Touch Radio, your best companion in infotainment.
Lately when we
Touch Communications, your best companion in infotainment.
Say it is their turn now to be leaders of the people. Tell them I've been there many, many times before, and no one can trick me with honey mouth again. Lately when we meet them, they flex their muscles up. They talk about bravery and courage never seen. Tell them I know book and heroes will now they beg. Real man now for action, no be for mouth yo. Here comes the fire hitting guy. My Lord with arrows in his eyes and burning anger, let no one stand in his way. This land will never be the same again. Yeah, here comes the fire spitting guy. Arekurumi is on the way with his sword of justice, one of the liars and pretenders. The day of reckoning is everywhere.
Touch Radio, your best companion in infotainment.
Touch Communications, your best companion in infotainment.
If you ask for evidence, now word you go see, and many